Hi, I'm Jim Ware. I'm speaking today with Nate Johnson, who is an accountability coach, has an interesting background in helping people take big leaps and make the most of their opportunities. So Nate, thank you for joining me today. I'm just really interested in what got you interested in this book by Sue Bingham and Bob Dewson, Creating the High Performance Workplace. How did you discover it? And why do you think it's so important?
Well, thank you very much for having me, Jim. I discovered Sue through a friend of her, a mutual friend, Mark Samuel, who created B State and has written a lot of books on business culture. And so he thought that I should meet her and read the book. And so I did, and I felt compelled to write about it because there was one thing that made it very, very unique, and that was that it didn't share a tactic. Rather, it shared a mindset. And I thought that was really powerful because there are so many self-help books, so many books on organizations, and so many tactics being taught, so many consultants that come into businesses to teach them how to run things better. And then what businesses end up doing is hiring somebody new after they come through and almost like building on top because they feel like they didn't, they need another tactic or they need to keep up with competition. So the reason I liked Sue and Bob's book is because it focused on mindset. It focused on changing the mindset of the business culture. And then on top of that, you could build anything you wanted. But without building on top of a solid mindset, no tactics you would ever implement would ever really, really stick. So that's why I thought it was really unique and really powerful and also extremely simple. It's very simple. Change your mindset. That takes a bit of work, but there's no magic formula to that. So
Talk to me a little bit more about what you mean by mindset and what Sue and Bob mean by mindset. Is it an attitude? Is it just help me understand what mindset they're advocating and what mindset you find so attractive? What is it about that?
sure. Sure. Well, the thing I liked about it is that it's not just attitude. It's not simply saying, you have to have a great mindset and having people read self-help books or business culture books or anything like that. Rather, it's all based on mutual respect, treating people like adults, treating people like respectable adults. One thing I really liked that is so vastly different from a lot of businesses today is that they taught don't change your company culture based on a few bad eggs. There will be bad eggs, and that's okay. You just need to accept that. That will allow you as a middle manager or an executive to become better at hiring and also to hire for trustworthiness and hire for um, trustworthiness and somebody's focus on having a lot of integrity. So it focused on building integrity, treating people like adults, treating them with respect, not locking doors or gates or anything, allowing everybody access to everything, and also giving if a person is going to be affected by a decision, have that person have at least some sort of say in that decision, which I also think is extremely powerful. So, yeah, essentially treating people like an adult, and then those people will develop loyalty, and they will also expect more from their colleagues, and their colleagues will expect more from them. So it's more like a team or a band.
What I really liked was the way Sue talks about when they both talk about um, not setting up a whole bunch of rules to control the bad apples, but
Yeah.
recognize that 95% of your people are good apples.
Yeah, exactly. And of course, when you look for good apples, when you look for those traits that will hopefully become a great team member, that's often who you get. But if you look for negatives, if you start out with negative assumptions, you're inevitably going to find them.
Yeah. What do you think makes this idea, this insight so powerful? Because it seems so obvious when you say it. Why is it such a powerful message that people need to hear?
Well, I think it's powerful because it starts with human value. It doesn't start with correcting who a person is or making somebody punishing somebody into becoming a better employee. It starts with valuing the human as a human and not as a drone. And I think it's very bold for Sue and Bob because teaching mindset can be subjective. So how do you teach something that's subjective? In comparison, teaching something that's objective, teaching, a step by step. These are, the 6 steps to running a well-performing organization, or what have you. Like those are objective. You can teach those, but those don't really get into a person's mindset, their feeling of value, or their emotions. But when you treat somebody with respect, which I know seems simple, but still it can be difficult to know exactly how to train them to do that. I know that it might seem intuitive, but I think that's what makes it subjective is teaching the strengthening of a company culture. Um, I think is very, very bold because it's working with things that people naturally think occur. People just think people have respect. People think that people will be good employees, but that's not the case all the time. So to teach something that seems so obvious, I think is extremely bold, because yeah, everything else teaches, a number of steps and something like that that's easier to read and to follow, but doesn't harness a person's emotions and doesn't end up creating a high performance workplace.
Right, right. Yeah.